All right, we're back with another elaboration. In the first take of this video, I usually only do it in one take, but I was interrupted. So I'm doing another take, and I started off with, let's get right into it. We got a lot to digest. And then I said, get it, digest, because I'm talking about pumpkins. That's what we're talking about today is pumpkins. The question I want you to think about is, are we sleeping on pumpkins? It's time to find out. Obviously, as you know on this channel, I elaborate ideas, maybe tell you something you didn't know. So always start off with a fun fact. Let's get into it. Fun fact about pumpkins. This one blew me away. This is why I am doing a video on pumpkins right here. The Farmer's Almanac classifies all gourds as fruit. Therefore, a pumpkin is a fruit. I even put in parentheses, look it up. Hard for me to believe. Really took me aback. But I'm back here to talk about pumpkins, tell you guys the importance of them. Let me give you a little, a couple more facts. I took a lot of notes on this one. I felt a little note lacking in the last video, more yapping if anything. So pumpkins are a cultivated winter squash. First known cultivation was done by Native Americans in 7000 BCE. They're a warm weather crop, usually planted in July. Logical as we approach the Halloween season, which we'll get into a bit later. And they require strong soil, a lot of specific conditions for pumpkins to succeed in growth. So let's get into some more statistics. All right, I put like a little stock markets graphic in the background here to really emphasize the potential importance. I want the potential importance of pumpkins to just explode in your face. Pause. But yeah, so anyway, 28 million tons produced in 2020. As you see, China accounts for the bulk majority of that, 27%. Comparatively, they're dominating. They're dominating us, U.S., if you will. Well, maybe not everyone's watching U.S., but assuming U.S., they're dominating the U.S. And if China's doing something, then that usually means that other people want to be doing it or that we should be doing it. They're competitors. They're out there battling. But again, we don't get political on this channel, so I digress. U.S. produces around 1 million tons. Illinois is the leader. So for all my Illinois people out there, rejoice. We are winning at something. And we're actually winning against, forget it. 95% of the pumpkins grown in Illinois, or actually 95% of the pumpkins grown in America that are used for processing, pumpkin oil and all that shit, in Illinois. And then 41% of all pumpkins for crop growth in general in America, Illinois again. 5 times more than the closest state, which is California. Sorry, California. But here's the pitfall. Too much rain, too much flooding. Illinois leads to the 2009 pumpkin shortage where people did not have their pumpkin pies at Halloween. Well, most people did, but some people didn't, and that's unfair. So we got to be careful. We got to diversify where we're growing the pumpkins. All right, the nutrition, this nutrient profile, this is really where I found out that pumpkins were a fruit, because I watched this video called Fruits Ranked or whatever. This guy does rankings on his channel, Talent Fitness. Go check him out. Just look at this nutrient profile. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, how am I not eating more pumpkins? How can I eat more pumpkins? Well, you can roast pumpkin, you can make pumpkin pie, and then there's pumpkin seeds. And guess what? There's not really much else, but look at the vitamin A. Oh my goodness. Protects against sun damage and protein breakdown. Amino acids shown to improve athletic performance, shown to improve heart health, digestive and immune health. I don't know. If you can find ways to consume pumpkins, this guy put it in the top tier. So that's a good informational channel, though. Check it out. But yeah, this is what inspired me. Look at that. That's a lot of vitamin A. You could get 3 times your daily value in a 100-gram serving of pumpkin. I don't know. Sounds pretty lucrative to me. Carrying on. Pumpkins and Halloween. How do they relate? This is what we think of when we think of pumpkins. The practice of carving jack-o'-lanterns originated in Ireland and Scotland. So any gourd carving originally in 1837, any gourd that was carved, they called that a jack-o'-lantern. They put a little light in it. So this includes turnip, mangel wurzel, and rutabaga. So I don't know why they were doing this in Ireland. This is why I got my Irish cap on for this video. They were just carving gourds up and putting lights in them. But eventually they came to the conclusion that, maybe we should just stick to the pumpkins. And then in 1866, when they said, this is only going to be a pumpkin thing, that's when the jack-o'-lantern was officially curated. And then people, they really jumped on the ship. I've made a jack-o'-lantern before. I'm sure you have too if you're watching this. I should have looked up more of the Halloween statistics in other countries. I'm not sure how many people celebrate Halloween, but we'll do a different Halloween video. There's going to be a ton of videos on this channel, so stay tuned. Getting into this next one, pumpkin chunking. Okay, this is essentially some sort of competitive sport. Pumpkin chunking is actually what it says, but I think that's just the catchy name they did for the channel. Basically, people make massive catapults and then put massive pumpkins in them and see how far they can sling them. When I was a kid, I saw a commercial for this, and I was over the moon excited to watch what this had in store. But I think that was actually the year that this show got canceled because of some sort of, some sort of incident happened. When I looked it up, the year that I remember wanting to watch it, 2010, was when the show was canceled. They were doing all the rollouts and advertisements and stuff. Something went wrong. I don't know. But the Science Channel was hosting this, so clearly it's of interest, and pumpkins are of interest. On pumpkin chunking as a topic, I guess it's worth noting the heaviest pumpkin ever created, ever grown, 2,700 pounds. 2,700 pounds. Grown in Italy for my European and pretty much everyone else viewers. 1,200 kg, bruv. 1,200. Write that down. But yeah, look at this. Pumpkin chunking. I don't know if they were trying to see how big the explosion was or how far they could launch them or how fast they could launch them. They were probably trying it all. But what a sick idea. What a novelty. That's awesome. Expedition, exploring, going into space. This is what humans do. So here's my takeaway. We need to ask ourselves, are we sleeping on pumpkins? I have just given you a lot of information about pumpkins, hopefully something you haven't heard before. I would imagine it's something you haven't heard before. There's a lot that I haven't heard before in here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything because pumpkins are, there's that much to offer on the table with the pumpkins. So go to a pumpkin patch with your bae. That's my takeaway. If you don't have a bae, it's all right. Work on yourself. Eat some pumpkins. Get your vitamin A up. Enjoy Halloween, and acknowledge that they're a fruit. Don't lie to yourself anymore. Pumpkins are a fruit. This has been Enzo elaborating pumpkins, and I will see you guys in the next video.